today I am going to review .os 9.0 ROM on our Zuk Z2 Plus, and I am going to show you the features, the gaming performance, the day-to-day performance, and what are the bugs, and how is normally ROM, and can you use it in your day-to-day life, and is it stable. So I am going to show you everything in this review. So first of all, starting with the home screen UI. As you can see, you can also change the icon shapes by going into home settings and then clicking on the icon shape. As you can see, so now talking about notification panel, you can change the icons available in the panel itself from the settings, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So now the icons I'm using right now are simplistic and they look well, and you can also use the other features available in the panel itself like night light and other features like invert colors, desktop, heads up, and other nearby features like Google Maps and other features which are available in your notification panel itself, and you can use them. As you can see, just drag them up or down if you want to add them or remove them from the notification panel. And as you can see, there are the other settings in the about how to customize the notification panel is available in the settings, and I'm going to show you that in further in this video. So that's it for this notification panel point. And now talking about call quality on this smartphone custom ROM.os, actually it was great. I wasn't actually getting any issues while calling. The video calling and audio calling both works well on Jio VoLTE, so you don't need to worry about the call quality on this custom ROM. So now getting to the features part. So the main thing about this .os custom ROM is the features and the customizations option available in this ROM are quite well, and the icons available in this ROM looks quite good. They're colorful, very simplistic, and quite eye-catching. Now talking about the status bar, there are some things like double tapped to sleep, and other options like running indicator, roaming indicator, 4G icon, VoLTE icon are available. And you can also available wake up on charge, as when you plug in the smartphone into charging, the screen will wake up itself and show you that your phone is charging or not. So these are some of the features which are available, and as you can see, the status logo is also available. The battery styles are there are some. You can also change the battery percentage and how the battery icon looks, as you can see. Now talking about the battery bar, you can also change the battery bar which might appear if you are going to enable that on the about the status bar. You can also change the clock settings from the position of right to wrong, right on the left side, and then you can also change the AM style like show seconds. You can also change the date, and you can also show the AM PM on the right side and or the left side both. Now you can also show the date. Now the date format is like there are different type of formats available. As you can see, the main format is like date, day, month, and year. Here you can also change, like you can also set your own custom date format if you want to. So this is kind of useful for those who want to just go through and click the button and want to see the date in the status bar itself for just a quick watch. So it's kind of great for those who want to just go through and customize the status bar according to their preference. It is quite well. You can also change the clock font size according to your suitable ways. You can also change the traffic indicators, and there are some other status bar icons available. So these are the icons which are actually shown in the status bar itself. You can also change them, and you can also allow or disable the battery percentage if you want to display it or not, as you can see. Now talking about one of the thing which I didn't like, when you are going to click home button for going back, it just gets out of the whole feature section and goes into the main settings section. Now if you want to go back, you need to click the go back button on the upper left side. Now if you are going to click the home button, that is the back button on the smartphone, what is going to happen is it's going to go back right into the settings section. Now you can also use the navigation bar right here, which is you can also change the width and the height of the bar as according to your preference, and you can also configure the navigation bar. It is kind of Android Pie and other kind of navigation bars which are available in the earlier all Androids, all the Android versions, and you can also change them. As you can see, you can also enable the pulse kind of something. These settings I have not used the settings because I don't use any navigation bar settings available. I just prefer to use a single button navigation, that is swipe right and swipe left for recents and for the menu. So I actually don't use any navigation bar settings available right here. So now talking about the quick settings, you can also enable the slider on the upper side by clicking the brightness slider on the bottom. Now your brightness slider will be on the bottom side. Now you can also change it according to your convenience. You can also enable the vibrate on touch settings, and there are some other quick footer settings where you can also change the opacity. As you can see, the opacity is quite high. Now as you can see, when you change it according to your suitings, now the opacity will go high to low to high according to what you want it to look like. And so as I said before, this is kind of a great customizable ROM and quite of stable itself. So now that were some of the .os features. Now talking about the recents, you can also change the audio and the Pi recents kind of settings kind of from the settings. So the kind of recents which are available right now, you can also change them right there. Now talking about the lock screen features, you can also change the lock screen information which is available on your smartphone. So as you can see, just going to show you just a minute. So this is the you can see the time, the date, the month, the name of the day which is right now. You can also see the fingerprint, camera, and the Google mic button right there. You can use any of that by swiping there. So this kind of customizations you can change them by going into lock screen UI and double take to see sleep, or you can also enable the fingerprint authentication vibration. You can also enable disable the fingerprint unlock right there from here. So there are some good features available. You can also change the temperature unit right there. You can also change some other shortcut which are available in your lock screen shortcuts. So this was the part for the lock screen. Now this is where you can also customize the button. Now as you can see, this is where you can customize your power button, and when you go into the advanced reboot option, there are some options like bootloader, recovery, system UI, restart, and these are the options which you could just use and comes in handy when you want to flash some the custom ROMs, and you can customize them, enable them, disable them from these settings in the .os extras. So as you can see, you can also customize and use the volume button as a playback control button. You can also decrease volume, as you know, but you can also change the songs which are playing, like you can go further ahead or before. You can increase the speed by using the volume control button. But as you can see, there are some gestures include in general tweaks is like you can also use the three finger gesture. And now talking about something that you won't get any customization for the home button which was available, and I thought it was a great thing because every Android Pie based ROM was actually having a customization option for the home button itself, but this one wasn't having any single option for customizing your home button for like swiping right, double clicking the home button, for pressing it for a long time. Might be this is available around, but I was not able to find it in the settings. You can also change the ambient display, some other features like display size, fonts which are normally available on your smartphone. As you can see, this is the system theme. Now this is which most of you won't be thinking about using. So this is where, as you can see, you can use. Now this is where you can change the whole color of all the icons which are available in your smartphone, or as you can say on your custom ROMs, by changing the theme: yellow, black, green, dark, light. According to your preference, you can change it and you can use it. You might experience some force stops, but that's kind of very less. And every time you change the theme, the system UI will restart itself. So as you can see, now I am on the blue one. So this is the default theme which will be available in your .os when you start to use it, and when you flash it for the first time. As you can see, you can change the colors if you want to. Now these are some settings which are available, like dwell timing and other in the accessibility settings. And if you go to the about phone, these are the things information about your smartphone. You can also see that the system updates. I don't know what was happening, but my phone was actually connected to Wi-Fi and my Wi-Fi was working well. But whenever you click on the update, when you click on the check for updates button, it wasn't able to find any updates. and it was showing that your internet connection is down. So my internet connection was fine, and I wasn't actually facing any other problems other than this one. So this was a bug which I was facing while using it. But it's a update thing, and you can actually just flash any updates so you get for the .os, like easily just going to recovery and just flashing it would be fine, so you won't face any problems for that, so it's fine. So these were some kind of features which were available on your .os custom ROM. And now talking about something like fingerprint scanner, it was also quite working well, and I didn't face any issues with it. So I'm going to show you how does it work. Just tap, and as you can see, your phone opens fast. So it was actually quick and reliable, and I wasn't actually facing any problems when my hand were like sweat and were sweaty. As you can see, it is summer, though I wasn't actually facing any problems. You just tap the button and it opens quite fast. As you can see, you can use the smartphone in any side, and you click on the fingerprint button, it will open quite well. Now talking about Google camera mode, so this is the latest camera mode which was actually a stable one. There are some other camera modes which I tried, but none of them were working that well. They were just force stopping while I was actually trying to use night sight on them. And so this one is the latest stable ROM for this Zuk Z2 Plus, and I'm going to link this in the description below. So portrait, panorama, lens blur, every single feature right now on this ROM is working well. Though as you can see, this using this smartphone camera, or as you can say Google camera, your smartphone may heat up a bit because it uses a bit of processor power and a memory, because it uses the Google processing algorithms, and it might take a bit of processing power to take good portrait shots and night sight kind of good shots. So you might feel a bit of heating on the back part of your camera bump around your camera, so you don't need to worry about anything else. But as you can see, it was working well. Now talking about the Antutu benchmark 1,46,572 were benchmark scores, and I wasn't expecting any more, but it's fine. Now talking about the Geek benchmark 1596 for a single core, 3763 for the multi-score is fine for any Snapdragon N20 smartphone. Now any Snapdragon N20 smartphone would perform well. Now talking about the gameplay performance, according to the benchmark, you would think the gameplay performance on this ROM might not be that good, and it might not perform that well. But I actually tested it and uploaded a video about it on that how does the PUBG work on this smartphone. Do check it out. I might link this in the upper right corner below, as you can see. Now talking about the day-to-day performance on this smartphone, it was quite well. Opening social media apps, browsers, and some other high-end applications, it was fine. Even while using them simultaneously, it was quite well. The performance was quite well. The battery drain wasn't actually that much, and so I'm going to talk about battery life further in this video. And talking about the performance, I'm going to show using actually opening some set of applications like social media applications like Instagram, UC browser, YouTube Studio, and MX Player, ES File Explorer. So these are some applications which you normally use in your day-to-day life, and actually so I'm going to show you how does it perform while using them simultaneously. So now as you can see, just click on UC browser and it opens well. No lags, no stutters. So just click on them and they will open very smoothly. So as I said before, multitasking on this ROM was quite well, and I wasn't actually experiencing any issues while using them. And so as you can see, the performance on this ROM was fine. Now talking about battery life, so as you thought that as you just saw the performance, you might think that if the performance of this ROM is quite good, the battery life might not work well. But the battery life was actually fine. I was actually getting around 5 to 5.5 hours of SOT. So just showing you how much I used YouTube today, it was around 2 hours. As you can see, 1 hour 49 minutes. So considering around 2 hours on average, and so for around 2 hours of normal customer YouTube usage. So this was actually based on around I was actually using YouTube on Wi-Fi and sometimes on my 4G LTE, which is Geo VoLTE. So I'm going to show you how was the battery drain while using YouTube and some other applications, some other social media applications which I normally use in my day-to-day life. So as you can see, my last full charge was around 21 hours ago, and as you can see, 50% battery is right now remaining, and it's not under charge. And as you can see, the charge decreased. for around, it was for around from 100 to 10%. It was quite steep and fast, but after that from 10 to 1% it was quite less, because actually I was using my smartphone at night at around 20%, and I would just put down my smartphone around on the side at 10% and went to sleep. And after that it was gradually decreasing, actually. And when I got up in the morning, my smartphone was around still alive with around 5% of battery life. So actually there was 4% battery life decrease in total whole night in around 6 hours. As you can see, I used around YouTube for 2 hours 50 minutes, and there is 37% decrease for that. So it's kind of fine, because as you can see, if we count, it is like around 170 minutes for the 37% decrease. So it's quite fine. As you can see, there's 15% for Instagram, 15% for Chrome, 17% for Google, as I do search around a bit. And the other launchers and ES File Explorer use a bit of battery percentage around 2 to 3%. So that's fine. So as you can see, if you are going to use your smartphone for around day-to-day usage, according to the set of application I mentioned, like social media applications like Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn, and these are the kind of applications you would use, the battery life would be quite well. Now talking about the bugs on this smartphone, the bugs were quite less. I wasn't actually experiencing any bugs, but there were some fault stops while using these social media applications. I don't know why. The solutions were, yeah, you just need to restart your phone and you won't experience any bugs. Now you won't actually experience any fault stops in normal day-to-day experience, but you might experience some fault stops around some time after you open your smartphone after restarting it, and then it will work as normal as it is around the day. But I don't know why it was happening. The developers might work on it and might improve that one, but as I said before, there are no bugs other than that. There's no other network issues, hotspot, Bluetooth, tethering. As I said, everything works fine. The battery life is great. Only the only complaint I would have about the smartphone is there are some force stops, and I don't know why did it happen. But when I restarted, once I tried to restart my phone was not able to restart. I don't know why, but I tried to restart my phone and I was not able to restart. So I just needed to force reboot my phone by clicking the power button for around 15 seconds. I don't know why it was happening, but that only bugs I could think of right now are the restart bug, that might not be a bug, or actually just was a fluke, which happened once. It doesn't happen 2 to 3 times. It was just once. And so as you can see, that's actually, so there are no any major bugs, and you can use it as stable ROM. So now I'm going to show you what is the booting animation on this .os. So even the booting animation on this .os is quite good. Now if I talk about anything which was extraordinary on this ROM, if we compare it to other ROMs like AEX, AOSIP, bootleggers, CAF, some other ROMs, so the only thing I liked about this ROM quite more was the animations they use and the kind of icon packs it has. So as you can see, the booting animation on this ROM is quite well, and it has restarted. So as you can see, I am ending this review right now. So that's it for this video. Please do subscribe and hit the bell icon, and please do comment down below which type of videos do you want to watch next.